Welcome. This week's episode of the Indian Dots podcast. We discussed quite a few things. We discussed me going to Carnival. We discussed going getting a massage. We confessed a few things to each other that maybe most men wouldn't, like shopping at Saver stores. And we also spoke about a paracetamol overdose and how do you tell someone their fly's open in a polite way? You know, all these burning questions we have within us every single week. We need to consider these very important issues in society. Cool. Let us know your thoughts. We'll catch you through on the next side in a bit. What's happening, Doctor?
Life is good. I'm happy.
Everyone noticing the difference in the camera?
Only
further away, better quality. Karan's in 4K. I will get to 4K eventually. I'm graduating slowly with technical difficulties, despite the fact I have a more expensive camera.
You got also
incompatible,
got a camera,
which is annoying. But I'm figuring it out. Camera. I have more expensive camera.
I am excited because together next week we are together for a live podcast, and you know what that means? Food.
Hanji.
Yes, food.
Hanji.
Food. Yes.
It means food and also a really nice backdrop, right?
Yeah.
So we get to use your room. It's like a really nice backdrop. Just make sure you brief your wife that we are coming so she doesn't get mad that I gave her no notice to clean up.
I think it's actually a really good
Sweet
way to make sure the bedroom stays clean. Like it's a really... I'm not telling you to do it. Indy kind of wants it to happen. So he's your best friend. So kind of sort it out kind of vibes.
No, because I want to maintain the best friend status, man. You can't be taking that away from me.
Right? Oh, also, this is for Sanj. Only Sanj will get this reference. But Sanj, yada, 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 yada. Now we can carry on. Seinfeld reference. She will get it.
Thank you for that lovely inside joke that all of our listeners
they will understand because they are normal people,
really
unlike Shindy and Indy, who watch Seinfeld. It's a Seinfeld reference. They will get it. Here we go.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
That's fun. That's really fun. Here we go again. Bloody Seinfeld.
Yes.
Carry on.
Wedding is done, which means, like I said last week, I got back into a bit more normality. Normality for me, part of that is my 8 till 4 shifts allow me to get early cinema shows. So past week, I did a nice 8 to 4 shift, was in the cinema by 4:35, baby. Oh, I love that. I just feel
Can I just stop you for one sec? Yeah. Quick interjection. If the prices of Star City Cinema go up from $4.99,
I'll tell you. No, they have gone up. It's not massively up, but it's like, so they always had $4.99 NEC and then the VIP seat, right? So that was always there. Now they have Super Saver, Super Saver, Regular Saver. And they got rid of the $4. So the $4.99 is basically, so say this is the VIP row. This way is towards the screen, yeah? So like looking up at the screen. Those are the $4.99 seats now.
Yeah.
Behind the VIP is like $5.99.
Right.
Oh, no, sorry, $6.99. There's another seat which is $5.99. So it's gone up little increments. So basically, there's just no need. I don't know why they're doing it. It's just like really incremental.
They've tiered it.
It's like, it's not much in it. To be honest, I remember... Generally, these kind of midweek shows I go for the 8 till 4s. Indy and I will go to are going to be Tuesday, Wednesday. This is 2 for 1 anyway. So we're winning either way, man. So
nice.
Compare the Meerkat market, compare the market.com. So we
I love it.
What's his name? It's not Sanjeev. What's his name? Sebastian, something like that, isn't it? Sergey. Bloody Sebastian. I'm thinking, oh goodness gracious me. Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, you are, mate.
Sergey. So it's all cool. Yeah. But I love that feeling, man. It's like I've done a full day's worth of work, watched a film. The film is finished by 7:10. I still got the evening. Now, this day we ended up going to, I went to Barastilo in Mailbox, so the tapas place. Haven't been in many, many years. I think last time I went was when I wasn't into tapas. So kind of just didn't really eat much, had a bit of bread, went home. But I think we ordered 7 dishes. Got about 3/4 of the way through. The double doors were open, looking out into the mailbox. So it was a really nice evening. Mailbox, there's a restaurant there. It's no longer there now. It was called Red Peppers. That was, you remember Red Peppers?
I remember
that was the
Peppers,
restaurant Shindy and I went to our very first official date on. The same very first official date. Now, so you know where that is, right opposite. There's Everyman Cinema. and then to the right of Everyman Cinema is a Tesco, right?
Yes.
So after going to Red Peppers, I went to Tesco's, bought a pack of Haribos, threw all the Haribos away, kept the one that was like a ring, got down on one knee, started singing Tujhe Dekha To Hi Jana Sanam from, DDLJ. Yeah, on this first date. Remember, I say first date, but obviously we've known each other for a long, long, long time at this point. It's just like now it's like official. And so we should use that for the thumbnail, right?
Did you actually do this? Are you taking the piss?
Legit, man. Like, you thought singing on the wedding day, singing on the proposal was the first time. This is the first time, man. I sang Tujhe Dekha To Ye Jana Sanam. Anyway, Shindy's reaction is, why did you throw the rest of the Haribo away? Do you know what I mean?
The rest of the Harry. Yeah, I'll be the same. Like what you're doing with students. We're not earning a lot. Yeah, relax. Actually, fuck earning a lot. You still don't throw away the whole
I just didn't know
Haribo
what
pack.
to do with it. I was just like, just put it in my pocket. That would have been the sensible thing to do. But just dashed it like kind of behind something. I don't know where it went. But so we were sitting there just reminiscing like, wow, we've come a long way, man. That restaurant's no longer there. I did this over there. Coming back to the film, though, Bullet Train. Recommend the watch. I haven't seen Brad. So
what's it about?
Basically, it's kind of got that kind of Guy Ritchie feel. We got multiple storylines, but they're all on this one train, the Bullet Train, going through Japan. And basically loads of assassins on the same train, and they all have they're on the same job, but they have different angles on the job. It's just good. It's just different. It's kind of like, it's like one of those films where everything's based on one day. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was just really good to watch. I haven't seen Brad Pitt in a long time. It's good, nice to see him. He was really witty, man. Really, really witty performance. And then the guy
nice to see him. You're acting like he's your best friend.
Yeah, I mean, Brad, we got back. We were in a club. Gate crasher. What was I going to say? Sorry. Yeah, the guy in Last Samurai, not the main guy, but the second in command. No. Sorry, I mean the main guy on like the samurai side, not Katsumoto, not the tall dude. The other one, the kind of second in command, the Great Warrior, the one who beats up Tom Cruise. He was in this film as well. He's got a small role in Marvel as well. When what's the guy, the archer's name? What's it? Hawkeye. You know when Hawkeye is like in Japan killing random people? Is a scene. You know what I'm on about? Yeah. You're nodding your head because I don't know. You're shaking your head because
The scene in
so that guy was in there. I really like him as an actor. I thought he was cool. So I recommend watch Bullet Train. Great film. Can't beat the 2-for-1 price. Can't beat the snack pack, £5.69. Can't beat the tapas. So just all in, just a very happy Karan. Jazz. Yeah.
Bro, I haven't been to the cinema in ages. I missed Thor. I did go and see Nope.
Whoa. Because
I missed
because
Thor.
Sanj didn't want to watch it. You didn't have anyone to watch it with.
I didn't get time, man. No, I didn't have a free weekend to go and see it. The only time I went to the cinema was to take my niece and nephew to go and watch
Why does
Minions.
cinema equal weekend? Where's the midweek? Tell me.
Because timings here in London are difficult to get Sanj back at the flat at a normal hour to go in the middle of the week.
Translation.
And then if there's ever a time where we are free, both of us in the evening, it tends to be Friday night, and we're both a bit like, let's just chill if we can. Or it's one of the evenings is gym, going to the office. Like it wipes out your week. It's very difficult to do something cinema-wise. You can try and do like maybe a meet-up dinner thing and then get home at a decent hour. But the cinema aspect is what makes it hard to match up, especially if you're going somewhere in Central. That's expensive. You want to try and go to a cinema near home.
So what's your
that
local?
way it's cheaper. The local to us is Dagenham View, which is $4.99, but it's probably the same tiered system as to what you mentioned. Cool. So I'm hoping that we can go and see something. I saw Nope. You got to see that fucking film. Have you seen Get Out?
The same guy, Daniel.
So, same guy. Daniel Koala's in it, and it's the guy who made Get Out. So it's Jordan Peele. And going, it's fantastic.
Okay,
I'm not going to give anything away.
What I need
just
to
need
know
people to go and watch it. And when you've watched it, DM us.
What I need to
and
know,
let us know your thoughts.
I'm down to watch it. The issue is Shindy. Now, Get Out for me and for her wasn't scary. It was psychological thriller. So is this a scary film or is it?
This is a level up. This is a level up in terms of thrill.
Right, but it's not scary.
Suspense.
So let me give you a definition. Like scary is like
I don't know,
serial
man.
killer.
I don't know.
Stabby. exorcism like that.
It's not that kind of film, but there is like an element of mystery behind it. And there were times where like even I was sitting there and I was a bit like, I'm feeling the suspense.
What is going to happen? Like that kind of.
It can be kind of classified as a bit of horror. You're
not saying the right thing. She's going to listen to this podcast. She's not going to let me watch it. Like, you need to do better.
Mate, I'm being honest. I want to maintain my friendship status and be allowed in the house to film the podcast. You know?
Right. Second thing we need to address is Sanj needs to. So we need to get Sanj home at a decent hour. Yeah, is that what you're saying to me? Yeah, we need to have. We should go down to her office.
Say that again.
And speak to her boss, and say that she is needed at her house, because Indy needs some Sanj time. ST.
Yeah, I need some TLC. To be fair, she called me a part-time husband earlier because I'm not here next week. I'm obviously up in Berms.
Remind me,
filming with you.
That's why.
And it's my mum's birthday.
Yeah, mum's birthday. That's the reason.
Yeah. It's mum's birthday, and then mum's going to America for like a while, so I won't see her till like probably November. So I'm like, well, I kind of want to spend a bit of time.
Is Sanji coming down? Or?
Yeah. No, because her dad's birthday's the day after, so I'll be driving down to London Saturday morning for her dad's birthday. And then we've got a wedding reception Saturday evening. So that's like a busy weekend.
Day after each other. Wow. I think that's calling for a joint birthday celebration. That is. I'll be happy to. I'll be sponsor. I'll sponsor.
And Dad. We'll have a joint celebration.
Yeah.
In Oxford, the middle, where no one's happy, right? We'll just find a good compromise
and
there. Yeah.
You will drive both fathers there. Okay.
I hate you so much.
Look. All I'm going to say is you need to take guidance from Bal's comment, okay? On YouTube. That's it.
Yeah, I will. Guys, please look at the YouTube video and read the comment that Bal wrote, and you will understand how me and Karan laughed for about a good 5 minutes straight of what he said, okay? Shout out to Bal. Big respect. No fear in that one. I got to tell my bit of what I did. Karan, I went to Carnival.
And just for those who don't know that
going to Carnival is an
what is Carnival?
Experience. So Carnival is basically a massive celebration that happens in Notting Hill every year. It's basically a festival invasion on Notting Hill. Now, Notting Hill, for those that don't know, is super high-end, expensive, posh. Okay. And it's not a place for like people that just tend to trash it and leave. It's not like that at all. But they're so used to having Notting Hill Carnival happen. What they do is they board up all their houses, shops, etc., just to stop it from getting, wiped out or completely obliterated or vandalized. And it's just a bunch of people go to it. There's speakers, DJ booths, there's food stalls, there's a massive imagine you've got that big truck at a Gurdwara Vasaki Mela, yeah? Imagine that you've got the Mela going, yeah? And imagine you've got the Gran Sahib and you've got the big truck that's going, yeah? Okay, imagine about 15 of those trucks, right, continually going in this little loop of like about 3-4 miles all day. And there's like millions of people. According to Sanj, there's like over 2 million
over
people
how many days
Carnival each festival? Day. It was on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Festival.
Just coming back to one thing you said there, the vandalism. So like, you call the police won't do anything about it? Like, surely that can't be allowed.
Mate, police stand there while people were openly blazing weed, openly doing balloons, and they're just like, yeah, fine. They're just there to make sure no riots happen or no fights happen. That's their like threshold. At that place, they're like, do whatever the fuck you want. We can't stop you. There's not enough of us. Yeah. Inhaling balloons and stuff.
I don't know
I don't know what's in it. I think it's
like an actual balloon you want to
gets you high, basically.
Oh, okay.
Like you pump it up full of nitrogen.
Yeah. I thought you were using some slang, street word, like balloons.
No, genuinely, that's what it is.
Yeah, nitrous oxide will get you a bit high.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you do? What was the crazy thing you did?
Yeah, I saw some. Mate, I didn't do anything crazy. Yeah. We ate food, right? We got food, and the card machine stopped working at the place. And I've never seen a family go into meltdown before. But I saw it.
The family being the vendors, or like another family
there.
trying to buy food? You mean, sorry?
The family who served us the food. So I got to the front. I just ordered. There was another guy there who's from West London. He was Indian. He ordered his food, right? And the queue for it was long, and the queue to the next place wasn't long. So I was like, hang on, Psychologically, you're going to go to the
Yeah.
place that has a bigger queue. We went to the bigger queue, queued up, got to the front, ordered my food. I'm about to pay, and their card machine doesn't conk out. It runs out of paper, and they don't have paper rolls. So they were trying to launch up a second card machine that's contactless, but it doesn't require paper. It's all digital receipts. Now, they couldn't get any service on their phone, so it wouldn't connect up and it wouldn't work. And these lot were melting down completely because they had this big ass queue of people. They had to hold orders.
Couldn't service
Food
it.
was going cold and they wouldn't accept
So
card
the
payments.
first one, sorry, even if you run out
Yeah.
of paper, does
So
that
people-
matter? Can you not still take payments?
No, because the card machine won't physically work unless it can print
okay,
paper.
okay.
That's what some card machines are like. And then the other one is simply
Yeah.
just a contactless
Yeah.
face and there's no paper. It's all digital. But there's no service because there's so many people in a condensed area. It won't connect up properly. So I saw the Jamaican mum lose her shit. I saw the daughter start chatting shit to her and giving it 10. She was close to getting hit, right? I then saw another girl standing there in the middle being like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle this. And she was trying to like price up everything and making a hash of it. And I'm standing there like, I ain't got cash. So
you're
10
standing
minutes
there
go
like,
by. I
this is
called
your
Sanjo
problem.
and said, have you got cash? He said, yeah.
This sounds like a you problem. It's not a
I'm
me
watching
problem.
this. I'm like, yeah, hurry up. I'm like, hurry up, man. I want my food, innit? Right? Eventually, I got cash off Sanj, paid for it, and we left. Now, she told me prior to going, make sure you go to the toilet. I did. I took a piss twice,
Right.
yeah, prior to going. But I drink a lot of water, as you know. As a lot of people see in the episode, I drink that bottle of water religiously because I like being hydrated. So I get there and I'm like, I really need a piss again. And Sanj said, you don't want to go to the toilet there. I'm like, I haven't got a choice. Okay. Now, there's urinals, but they're not closed off by any stretch of the imagination. It's just an open silver tray and men just line up alongside it and piss.
Silver. Oh my god. Okay.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a silver
Yeah,
tray.
yeah,
you see
yeah.
at
Oh,
school.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
the ones like it's like
Trough.
a little back. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
That, and there's no covers on
Yeah,
either
yeah.
side. There's no
Just whip it
privacy.
out.
Right. So I was like, I got to go for a piss, innit? So I'm queuing up and I'm like, okay, this is going to be awkward because I have a nervous bladder. So let's see how this goes. Yeah. So I'm in the queue, I'm psyching myself up. I'm like, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Let's go. Let's do this. Last minute, I'm about to go. A guy walks up to me, big hench black guy, jumps in. He's like, big man, can I go in front? I was like, no, mate, you got to get to the back. He's like, can I go behind you? I said, if the guy behind me is cool with it, yeah. And then he jumps in and I was like, I've made a colossal fuck up here because I've got to take a piss. And this guy's going to stand next to me, pull out his, pull out his piece, right? And I'm going to be like, I can't, this isn't going to work. He's going to pull out his Saman.
Yeah.
He's going to pull out his Saman. Yeah.
His
right?
junk.
So I'm standing there and I've got about a 15-second window to start pissing to hope it starts blowing.
You're impacted by him because of intimidation, or it's more splash zone? What's tell me the concern here, sorry.
Splash zone, intimidation, and everyone's huddled up close.
You get stage fright.
And I'm like,
because of that.
This is not comfortable. 100% I get stage fright because of that.
You
I
just
can't
get
do
your
it.
hands.
I can't do it.
You just
Like,
chop off your peripherals, that's it. Yeah, done.
so I tried chopping off my peripherals
Oh,
because I
yes,
had a hoodie
boy.
going
Yes.
over my shoulder. Yeah. So I pushed my shoulders up like this to blank out anything in my periphery. It didn't work. You know why? Because my man next to me is taking a piss, right? And he's talking to people openly as he's doing it. His mate jumped the queue as well, goes to the right of me, and he's pissing. So I've got two of these flipping bandooks either side of me, and I'm like,
so you're getting crossfire.
yeah, and I'm like, this is
Crossfire.
not conducive. I'm like, this is not conducive.
So
This is not helping me at all in any way, shape, or form.
So at this point, let me just
Not
interject
good.
here. Let me narrate. Indy's balls retract into his body,
Yeah,
and you just retreat backwards.
Pretty much, man. Like I'm like, this is
This
not
isn't
working.
working. Why
So
won't you
I
work?
tried, and I've
Why
never
won't
had
you
this happen
work?
before. Mate, I was thinking that in my head. I was like, please. And normally, you think if you get a few droplets out, you can go. Yeah. And you're thinking, right? If
Rhythm.
you get a couple droplets
Momentum,
going,
yes.
you'll be all right, innit? Like,
Got the flow.
Like it'll start
no,
flowing,
daddy.
right? No, I took a few droplets. I was like, yes, and then I was like, no,
Why won't you
nothing's happening. I did that like
Yes.
3-4 times.
Yeah.
3-4 times. I was
No.
like, no, this isn't happening. I withdrew. I walked away. I went to Sanj. Just said, I'm mentally scarred. She said, why? I said, I couldn't piss.
He said,
I said, I'm just gonna
my
have to hold it in.
prostate is so
Fine.
big. I got BPH, right? Benign prostate hyperplasia. This is what happens to you old, by the way. Difficulty starting. But you had difficulty starting
Yeah.
for other reasons, man. Oh, wow. Yeah. Brilliant.
Thanks, man. Thanks. So went for a walk with Sanj, walking up and down. I'm like, I need to piss,
my
like
God.
again. Like I let a little bit out, but it comes back again. This time I'm like, let's queue up for a
Right.
cubicle.
Okay. So you go
Yeah?
to the ladies' bathroom.
Cool. Queue up for a cubicle. The cubicles are just like
yeah.
barn
Yeah,
doors as you walk in and out. And it's literally you're pissing into a wheelie bin.
Right. Okay. Got it.
So you walk into it, you take 2 steps up, they have this little cutout seat, and you piss into a wheelie bin. Right? I'm like, okay, fine. The queue for me to get into mine was about 20 minutes. Someone in front of me definitely took a shit because he took about 10 minutes in the toilet. So you walk in, you're peeing into this wheelie bin, but you can see directly into the wheelie bin.
The shit.
So you can see the logs, the paper,
Yeah.
everything in there. So you had to do this, had to pull my
Smell.
t-shirt
Smell
over my
control.
nose
Yeah.
and go, basically. Yeah, the smell was absolutely horrid. There were like cans of shit lying around everywhere, bags in the corners. I was like, wow, this is unreal. Left, felt relieved, but I said, I'm never going to the toilet at Carnival again. I will dehydrate myself all day and purposely not go. I do not care. Right, if I go to that again. Hell of an experience, though. Definitely do recommend it, but you got to navigate the crowds. That's the most important thing I can say to you. And if you lose someone, you're fucked, innit? There's no chance you're going to find them. And there's this new craze going around where people are walking around and they're wearing shorts that are so tight for them, the bottom of their ass cheeks are coming out.
Okay. That's men we're talking about.
Yeah. The bottom of their ass is hanging out. No, women. And I'm like, why are you wearing something that's so short you're showing a little bit of your what? I don't get it. Maybe it's a new craze going around. I mean, I work in fashion. I haven't seen this, right? But apparently it's a thing.
What was that? You work in fashion?
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, I obviously the work I do in Google Ads is in fashion, isn't it? Right? So I'm like, great. It's e-commerce.
When you say that,
fashion,
you
same
make
thing,
it sound
right?
like you're in Gucci or
my
Prada.
I work in
Okay,
fashion.
buddy. You double wears Prada over
Fashion.
here. Oh my gosh.
Fashion.
Like, yeah, I do marketing for fashion TV. Yeah.
Fashion. Gucci Armani.
All right, two
No,
observations.
none
Yeah.
of that, bro. But yeah,
One,
go on.
we have a disproportionate amount of airtime and story time about weeing and pissing and things. Yeah,
For
we just
pissing. Yeah.
we do.
I
we
thought I
do, we
continued
do
the
cover a
theme.
lot.
You started this. I
Yeah,
just took
and
it
we've
up a
got
notch.
Techniques. We got what happens on a plane. We've got this now, intimidation, crossfire. Second thing is I have
There
a
you
very
go.
similar
There you go.
experience actually when we were in Switzerland near Lake Lucerne, middle of nowhere. All four of us needed a wee. There was just like abandoned thing. Opened it, flies are coming out of this thing, and my mom was basically like, "Just close your eyes, yeah." And just obviously for ladies, they have to like bend over and like hover and stuff. For a guy, you can just go pew. So like, but still, I was like, oh my god, like,
man.
so yeah, I know exactly what you're doing. Talking about, I can picture it. I'm like, damn, man. So
I would have pissed in a field personally. I would have rather have done that because there's no anxiety there and it's fine. But there we go. That's the end of what's happening. We'll move on to the next segment. Yeah, sweet. What time is it, Karan? It's time for Confessions of a Married Man. So, doctor, you go first. Tell me about your confession.
So I got a massage at home. We had a masseuse lined up that had 4 slots back to back. Really impressed, super impressed by that in itself. So I had the last slot. I was coming from work. I had a half-day clinic. And so first thing was, we've had a masseuse before, and I thought this person's name was Jade. It wasn't Jade. Called her Jade for the whole hour. She didn't say anything, and I only found out obviously after when my family said, like, her name's Natalie, and I'm like, been calling her Jade. Maybe she didn't realize I was calling her Jade.
Doctor.
Maybe.
Oh my God.
Maybe.
No,
she's
she
being-
definitely
she's
did.
just being
If you
like-
called it that the whole way through.
Yeah, maybe. So I was like, okay. And then her name was Natalie, and then I thought Natalie was Natasha, and I was thinking like, oh, she's like a Black Widow because she's like a Middle Eastern, she's a Polish lady, had a bit of like an accent. I'm always surprised as well by I don't know if you've had many massages, but the strength. You have these smallish ladies and the amount of force
The Josh.
they can create, right? And as a man, there was actually either way, you get asked about pressure, and that question about is the pressure okay? And I feel like there's this thing as a man where you can't be like, no, it's too much pressure. Be more gentle. You got to be like,
that's very true.
It's fine. Yeah, let's carry on. It's perfect. Right? So you just
take the pain.
You take and I know what my thing is. I either tense up if there's like a really, point where she's got to, or I'll start like deep breathing. And at the end, I asked her, I was like, so, because I was like, oh man, she must have been like increasing her pressure because I must have been taking it so well. And she was like, no, that was medium. And I was like, oh, all right, okay. So I can only imagine.
Oh man.
Yeah, I can only imagine what like deep pressure would be. So I've had quite a few massages. The interesting, and all massages are different, right? So you have, just generally speaking, you got your kind of Swedish massage, which is kind of one of the most well-known relaxing based massage. Then you have your kind of sports massages, which are more deep tissue kind of things. We kind of get more around the time of Bangladesh, or when you want to recover. Athletes get it after when they're performing things.
Yeah.
So she did a combination of Swedish massage, deep tissue, and stretching. Now, I've never had somebody do stretching in a massage, so that was quite an experience. So at various points in the massage, so say, I'm lying on my front, right? And she got both my arms and she pulled them back. So they were kind of like coming like this, right? And I'm like, my arm is going to break at some point, but she must know that, right? So again, here's the funny thing. It's like, you don't say anything. You're like, they know what they're doing. It's fine. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to even check. I'm just going to allow it to happen. And then I'm thinking, would I have allowed it to happen till break point? I don't even know, man. I'm like, and then be like, oh, I think you've gone a bit too far. So she did that. And I was like, okay. And then that was that stretch.
You'll be saying that at the high pitched part of your voice as well, like, I think you've got to. Jesus, right? You can't even get the words out. You can't breathe.
My arm doesn't move. Like, it stops moving. Like, his shoulders are dislocated. So then like, again, I'm lying flat, and she lifts my body from my shoulder, like lifts it up, and I'm like, "Wow, this woman is strong, man."
Yeah.
It's various things like that. Also, when we got to legs as well, like pushing my knee into my like the opposite shoulder, kind of what we do like in yoga, and putting your shoulder over your body, twisting. And
but she went for it.
She went for it, man. Like proper stretches, and at the end she's like, "Yes, stretches is good for you," and I'm like, "Yes, okay." Yeah, but the best part of the massage,
you got touched up by some lady, basically. She violated you.
No, massage is thorough. That's what I would say, right? And
it's a nice way.
When she was originally doing the back, I was like, oh my god, like I'm so relaxed because I've got no knots. I was actually feeling like a bit of bump, like a bit of pride about I've got no knots. And then she went for it and went, brrr, and all these knots just started coming out. I'm like, oh, okay. So there are some knots here. So I'm carrying a bit of tension. Yeah. And I asked her at the end, I was like, so where are the knots? She's like, yes, they're in your shoulders. And just started working them out. That is by and far the best feeling, man. When you can physically feel the knots leaving your body, and she'll keep working that spot again.
Yeah, but it lasts for like 2 days, and then it comes back again.
I don't know, man. Like I had this more than a week ago. The thing is, you can't feel the knot itself. It's just if you feel pain, isn't it? But shoulders and stuff feel okay at the moment. And then, a lot
of it's tension. Like if you work like this all the time,
posture,
or if you're doing that, then it's obviously difficult to release that pressure. Naturally, your shoulders do.
I was thinking
get a bit more relaxed,
and maybe obviously because we both go to the gym, and obviously we're lifting heavy weights, shoulder press included. Like is that part of it? And then the following day we went for a spa day. So it was actually a really nice weekend. We had a massage treatment on one day. Next day went to spa. Spa was very relaxing. Included something called a mud treatment. That was an interesting experience.
I'm not for this.
Like, well, when you got a wife like Shindy, man, she's gonna make sure you apply the mud properly. So I had mud everywhere, in the beard, on the beard, in the eye, outside the eye, everywhere, man.
How hard is it to get out of the beard, Karan?
It's okay. The thing was, it was like you have the shower there to get off the mud, but it's not like at that point I'm washing my hair. So most of it's out, but until you wash your hair, which I had to do at the end of the day, then it's not really coming out. It's like really
fully out. Yeah.
And it's like when it dries, the mud it starts like pulling on your skin, and it feels really tight. But the exfoliation process, it was in general was okay.
It's like a nice version of Tough Mudder.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's it. That's the best way you can say it. It's a really nice way of putting it. There you go. You're in a warm room at least. You can bathe whenever you want, right? You're not getting dunked into some Tandapani, having to go underwater for 10 meters and then come out.
Yeah. And I know that because Jamie does it every year. Does not look appealing to me.
Nope.
The best, or not the best part, one of the interesting parts was something called a waterbed massage. So it's like this shaped kind of like couch thing you sit on, and they put headphones on you, they cover your eyes, and it's like a waterbed that pulsates up and down for like 15, 20 minutes and gives you a massage, and it was really relaxing, man. I was nearly knocked out. And only like 10 minutes from my house. So I was really, really impressed.
Look, you getting all this pampering done. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we were like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna make it quarterly. We should make it a regular thing. This is really good." The masseuse at home, man, that's pretty game changer, man. I think I remember when I used to
knew you were gonna say that word. I was waiting for you to say it.
Game changer, one of the
waiting for you to say it.
Key phrases. Isn't it? I remember watching Showtime Entertainment or HBO used to do a show called 24/7. We used to follow boxers in and run up to fights. One of the guys who obviously had the most coverage was Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, as part of his kind of training camp, would always show him getting a massage. And I was just like, that is just baller, man. I was like,
why? Because he's having a massage. That's baller.
Every day, I was just like, this is the life, man. Like, he's got a cook making his food. He's got this, he got this. It was that kind of thing I was looking at, like, oh, okay. And I thought about it. I was like, it's just nice, the concept of, somebody come to your house, you get a massage, crack on with your day. So yeah, those are confessions.
I'm very happy.
Yeah, so men, if the pressure's too much, tell the masseuse the pressure's too much. Learn her name so you can thank her at the end. Be honest about the things you don't like. Okay? There you go.
You made every catalogue of error. I reckon she got more and more harsher with you because you kept calling her by the wrong name. She's like, I'll bloody show you Jade. Yeah, I'll show you Jade. Right?
Yeah,
that's what she's doing to you, bro. She beat you up because you got her name wrong for an hour straight. Oh, so where are you from, Jade? Oh, tell me more, Jade. Yeah. Oh, I like that pressure, Jade. Yeah. Right, imagine that for like an hour.
Oh, friends. Oh, massage friend.
Yeah, genuinely. You're my friend, aren't you, Jade? Yeah. Right. She practically abused you for an hour. Yeah. All right. Cool.
I will show you pain like you've never seen pain before. I am Black Widow.
Literally.
I will torture you.
That's what you got, man.
Oh my god.
I will break you. That's what you got, man. You had that. You were broken, man. Well, that was a good confession, man. I'm actually very impressed. Thank you for being honest and confessing that this week, Aaron. I feel like that was a genuine, real confession by a man that was needed. Congratulations. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you
a story.
I am like on this hype of trying to find out how to save like a little bit more off your shopping bill on it, right? And I'm like, let me channel my inner...
What's the context
my
here?
inner conjuice bastard, yeah.
Why is this... Where did this come from?
So basically, by my gym, there's a discount place. It's called Savers, yeah? And I walk past it every time, and I'm like, I've never gone inside. I've never looked at the prices of stuff. And you go inside, and you're like, oh, shit, the stuff's actually pretty damn cheap for, like, all branded stuff.
Sorry,
like,
you're
all your
talking
deodorants,
food?
your flipping washing powder.
It's not a food place. Oh, it's like a wholesaler.
This is strictly toiletries and house stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like Costco. Okay. But small scale.
No, it isn't a wholesale place. It just sells things for cheaper.
Right. Okay. Fine.
Right. So prices are cheaper. And then near to there is a B&M.
Yeah, B&M I've heard of, yeah.
I have no shame in admitting, Garan, that I spent 2 hours on a Saturday going from B&M to Savers to Lidl.
To compare.
In a trio, because they're all within walking distance of each other, finding the right price thing and buying the cheapest one at all three.
Food items you're talking about now, yeah?
Life hack. The food, obviously, I had to just get from Lidl regardless, but the toiletries, I inspected all of them everywhere. All the house stuff you need, like fairy liquid, washing powder, deodorant, shampoo,
this is
shower
within
gel.
your remit, or is it more of a Sanj thing?
This is all my remit, man. I was like, let's see how far I can push this. You know what, bruv? I actually had a good time, right? I was like, oh, this is really interesting. Sit there with the podcast, you take note of all your toiletry prices, and now I know going forward, which is the cheapest place to go to for each thing.
I think you should share that with the listeners, and I think the listeners will join me in telling you that you need more friends.
I need what?
Friends.
I got plenty of friends, bro. No. This is a Saturday activity.
This is baby. This is prime time, baby.
Yeah, man. This is real life, bro.
But this is heating or eating. You need to produce a list though, because that'd actually be quite handy, man. Like I'd like to know. Generally, my thing is always Amazon.
If you can find a discount
jump on
place,
Amazon.
go and do it. No. Don't do it on Amazon, man. It takes the fun out of it. And Amazon isn't always the best priced. Let's be honest.
Absolutely is not, but it's the convenience of it's done. You don't have to go out. There's no time. There's no time wastage. It just comes to your house. It depends. What is the difference of a couple of pounds worth your time? That's the real question, right? But in your story,
it depends on how much stuff you're buying.
But in your story, the difference really is that you enjoyed it. You enjoyed it as an activity. So that's
I enjoyed it, but also they're all within like a 5-minute walking distance of each other.
Bro,
so it's not that big a deal. It's not like I have to jump in a car, go 15 minutes one way, 15 the other.
You can't play this down. Just it is what it is. It's
I'm
confession.
not playing it down. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. So don't add more.
I'm just being honest with you.
It's not
That's
masala.
the distances they were all apart.
No. You did this. It took 2 hours out of your day. It's prime time Saturday.
I loved it.
You're happy doing it. When you told Sanj about this, was she impressed?
She was actually impressed, I'm not going to lie. But I am going to say this. Going forward, I don't have to do that again because I know where everything is now. So I just know get this from there, this from there, this from there. Because you get the same stuff all the time, don't you?
You've invested time once. Yeah.
So I've invested it once and now I'm like, I know exactly what to get from where. So life is easy now. I just know, just get it from these 3 places. Life optimizations, man.
Life optimization. Well, there you go. It's just how far do you take it? You know? That's the question. No, I'm impressed.
To be fair, Karan, right? Some of your stuff that people spend on, the difference is massive. Like some shampoos is like £2 at the Saver place. It's £4.50 at like a normal supermarket.
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, that's a pretty hefty difference. It's like the difference between shopping at Lidl and Tesco for the same food, and the price is like different by about at least a good 30%.
Absolutely. I mean, we recently we ran out of mouthwash. We normally use I can't remember the brand, the most prominent brand of mouthwash. You know, the one that will say like alcohol free or whatever. Anyway, so then Aldi's right next to the gym we both go to. So I was like, just grab whatever there is, like the own brand one. Used it completely fine. Yeah, cheapest chips. So now that's what we use.
See,
it's fine. In the same way, you know, and you'll know this, you'll appreciate this as a kind of pharmacist's family, is, you know, don't buy Nurofen, man, just buy ibuprofen. 15p, 20p, whatever it is, man. Don't buy that branded shit, man. It's not giving you the bloody caffeine or whatever shit they put in there. It's not doing anything.
And I went to Lidl to buy some antihistamine. Cost me 89 pence a box for some cetirizine. If you get that from a normal pharmacy, it's like about £2-3 a box.
And if you go to the Keller pharmacy, it's £10 a box.
It used to be.
Yeah.
It used to be free for me.
He does like
not anymore.
You buy this, I'll give you a free pen as well. Free pen and a box of cetirizine. Thank you very much. Free ticket to India.
Oh man. But yeah, man, little life hack I just did there. I felt quite happy and proud that I've done it. That's my confession. I got nothing to hide. There we go.
Like, takeaway point here is, guys, you've invested that time once. Now, if Indy did this every Saturday for many, many Saturdays, that's a different thing. He needs help. He needs friends. But yeah, one Saturday, you got a system now, isn't it? You got a system. And like you said, in the same way, like, you know, Chindi does everything you described. Chindi does all of that for us. So shower gels, conditioner, like you have a set brand that you use. Sometimes she will cycle and try new stuff, but again, that's all in her remit. Generally, what we try and do with those things is tag it on to when you're already going to be out. So, like I said, the gym right next to that. If you're going to be there, hit the gym, do this. I mean, sometimes I even just send Jamie my shopping list, and he gets a pre-session. Everything's ready to go. Again, I've outsourced my time.
Jesus, man, you got your PT doing your flipping shopping chores for you. You're mad.
He's a good friend. Well, you know, I do things for him, so send him leads, paying leads. So, you know, he appreciates that.
Or babysitting his kids.
Yeah. Haven't done that one yet, but yeah.
Eventually, it's coming, mate.
Eventually, it's coming. Yeah.
All right, next segment. It's time for the Doctor Chronicles. Come on, Doctor, tell me wags. Chronicle my life.
Doctor's in the house. I will tell you about said chronicle if you refer to me as Dr. J. Say it.
Nope. Continue.
Say it.
Nope.
Say it.
Nope.
We can play chicken on the podcast, or you can
We
just
can
say
play
it.
chicken if you want. You're just wasting the listeners' time. It's up to you, bro. Right? I ain't gonna give you that title. That's like me calling
you
you
are
Kobe.
being
That's
stubborn.
never gonna happen, right?
Whoa. I mean, look, come on, man. I'm not. That reminds me of when we had Dino on the podcast, and you had to clarify that I don't play professional basketball.
Yeah, I don't. Thank you.
Do you remember?
Yep, I remember.
Well,
that
I
clearly.
play, but not professional.
Yeah, I don't play professional. I don't want this to go viral or nothing. Yeah, people start challenging me in the street or anything. No. I'm not down for that, right?
Oh,
However, if you
I'd
challenge
love
me
it,
to
I'd
pop
love
and
it.
shot, I will
Right.
kick your ass. Anyway, continue.
Oh, let's not go down that with you, little.
Stop hating. Stop hating. You know
Do you know
what's
what I mean?
mad?
Like basketball, you know it's supposed to be like this, right? Swish,
Garen,
swish,
you
and
know
you're there
that you're
I
just
don't know what
moaning.
you're doing.
But anyway, side story on that, just to
Side
quickly
story,
go
yeah.
into this.
Yeah.
I took my nephew to go to the arcade,
Yeah.
and I was doing the pop and shot, and I missed the high score by 2 points. I got 278. The high score was 280. I missed it by 2 points. I was proper gutted. So there you go.
It's not about winning; it's about how you win, man. If you're gonna use that weird technique, you don't deserve
Hey, bruv, man.
any
You don't
recognition.
think the person who got 280 used the weird technique? I do.
I think you're making some dangerous assumptions. I think that's what's happening right here.
Thank you. Thank
Right,
you very much.
Dr. Chronicle.
All right, continue. Chronicle my life away.
Paracetamol, very dangerous when taken in excess. Had this uncle come in, desi uncle, wisdom tooth, couldn't get into the dentist. Surprise, surprise. Probably got an infection, abscess, whatever. He's got a planned extraction. It's not happened yet. Man just starts popping pills. Right, so he's taking paracetamol with cocodamol. Cocodamol contains paracetamol. It says it on the box. So it's bad enough that he's taking paracetamol with paracetamol. That's bad. And I'm like, so how often are you taking the tablets? Yeah, I'm taking them every hour. I'm like, it's every like 6 hours. I feel fine. As in, he's like, the pain is still there. Right, and I was like, okay, you feel fine. I was like, anyway, so he'd rang 111 to try and get a dental appointment. That's why he rang. And then he told 111 about his tablets. They were like, yeah, mate, I think you've taken an overdose. You need to go to hospital. So he just rocks up and I'm just like, Uncle, like, this is really dangerous, man. But trying to convince someone something is really dangerous or potentially harmful when they're not feeling unwell is really hard. It's like high blood pressure, right? Your blood pressure could be a little bit high, but unless it's stupidly high, you're not going to have like a heart attack or stroke straight away. You will eventually, but that's like, look, I need to treat you now so this doesn't happen in 5 years, okay? Okay? You need to take the tablet every single day to stop this potentially happening. It may never happen, but potentially happen in 5 years. Do you see the benefit?
Yeah.
Right? So I have to convince people of that. And it's always, you say to patients like, man, this is like a toxic dose of paracetamol, but I feel fine. I was like, bro, if I don't do something, you're not gonna feel fine for long. Okay. The thing with paracetamol overdose is that the effects are kind of delayed. So 5 days is generally the period. Yeah. So after 5 days, that's when people start feeling unwell, and it's still like generic symptoms. It's like abdominal pain, vomiting. You might go yellow, like Homer Simpson yellow. That's if it's really bad.
Jesus.
So then and the funny thing, well, not the funny thing, the thing with obviously this is I have to treat the paracetamol overdose, but then he's still in pain from his tooth. So then we have to give him something for that as well, an alternative analgesic and a different painkiller.
An alternative painkiller, what, like ibuprofen?
Ibuprofen is one, or codeine, or tramadol.
Tramadol's intense shit. man.
Tramadol is, I tell patients, they're like, what's it going to feel like? I'm like, it's horse tranquilizer. It will space you out. You are going to be like, ooh. I was like, don't take this willy-nilly, man. This isn't like some shit you just pop.
Don't be operating no machinery. Like, sometimes it says do not operate machinery if you take something.
Machinery, yeah.
Obey the fucking instructions with that. Tramadol is not to be fucked with. Okay.
Yeah, even codeine, man. Like, I remember, again, back to Bhangra days, when we first had shin splints, right? And we were like, what is this intense pain in our leg? So cocodamol, there's 3 strengths. 2 are over the counter, 1 is prescription only. So I bought some over the counter, 500. So 8 milligrams of codeine, 500 paracetamol. I remember having it at the end of a session, and from that 8 milligrams of codeine, remember I'm codeine naive. I was sleepy, I was constipated. These are all the side effects, and I was like, "Yo, this is." And then recently, actually, this is that day when I rang you. Remember, when I got stuck in traffic and I was like falling asleep in the car. I was like, I kept vomiting, right? So that day, my mom was like, "You need to shut up and sleep." She gave me 3,500 cocodamol. She's like, "I can't go to sleep," and I was just like. Like, mom had she put Vicks everywhere. She put Vicks on your eyes. Vicks on your eyes starts to burn. You can't open your eyes. You're like, oh my god.
She took that page out of Shindy's book, man.
Yeah. She's like, Saragate malde. The Vicks everywhere. Have the cocodamol. Have the Joanna Pani. Have everything. Wrapped up in the bed. I was sweating it out, and I was just like, I was just out of it, man. And this is 1 tablet, and then it makes me think. Like, I'm at work, and I'm like, giving people, I have two cocodamol, yeah. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, is the pain gone? They're like I'm completely like, out of it. That's probably why. So yeah, paracetamol overdose, man. Side story from this one. During lockdown, we had a dude come in his 30s, Indy, our age, and he had some mental health issues, and it meant he didn't really communicate properly. And so he'd come in, he wasn't really telling us the full story, and we did his initial blood tests, and his liver tests were deranged, but like not massively deranged, like I'm going, oh bloody hell, but enough to be like, what's going on? And he wasn't telling us, like we had no clues. Like, so liver damage could be infection, like hepatitis, right? Could be from STD, that's hepatitis B and C. Could be A&E from travel. Could be a drug overdose. Could be autoimmune condition. Could be gallstones. Basically, many, many, many things will damage your liver, right? So if someone's not telling us and we're not getting clues from the history, from the story, then we have to then just do a battery of tests. And as one of those, you do a paracetamol level. Even though he denied taking paracetamol, the level came back. I think this is when he wasn't on our ward or something. It came back, and then it kind of got missed. Like nobody looked at or acknowledged that the level was raised, so therefore the treatment didn't get commenced straight away. Then when it got picked up, the treatment was commenced, and then I remember the next day, one of the markers for liver function. So let's say the normal is 0.9 to 1.2. His is 0.9 on day 1. The next day went to 4.9, which is very, very high. And he was just shipped off to Queen Elizabeth, like he needs a liver transplant, like now. That's the effect that paracetamol overdose can have on you, to the point where you are yellow, Homer Simpson yellow, your liver's failed, and it needs to be transplanted. That's how quickly you can go from 0 to 100. So what I want people to understand is paracetamol is readily available. Okay, that box of 24, 12 grams, 24 tablets, 500 milligrams, 12 grams is enough, is lethal. Even you or me with a normal functioning liver, with no other medical conditions, like, we're not haven't got alcoholic liver disease or gallstones or anything else that would reduce liver function, is enough. You've taken in one sitting to bugger your liver. So
hang on. So give people a recap. If you take too much paracetamol, what are you supposed to do?
Right. So here's the thing. There's 2 ways. If you take all the paracetamol together, right, try, and obviously this delves into then depends why you're taking it. Some people will try and take it in attempts to end their life. Okay, so suicide attempt. That's different to what we were talking about here, which is an accidental overdose. They didn't know they were doing it. But say you took them all in one go, try and vomit, try and get it out. Obviously, less absorbed, the better. Like I said, the effects are going to be delayed 5 days. So don't wait for that. Get into hospital and get a blood test done. We need to know what the level is in your body. So if you take an overdose now, at 4 hours, that's when an accurate level can be taken to know whether we need to start treatment. So you're below the treatment line or above the treatment line. Do we need to start commence treatment? Now, if you take a staggered overdose, that means like this guy, 1 every hour. In 24-hour period, you've taken more than you can take, but the level is relevant. If it's a staggered overdose, we're going to commence you on treatment. Either way. So,
and what treatment is it?
So treatment is intravenous. It's 2 bags, a 2-hourly bag and a 10-hourly bag. And essentially what it's doing is the metabolite taking too much paracetamol means that your liver can't process the byproduct of the breakdown of the paracetamol. It's working at full capacity. And because it can't process it all, these toxic metabolites build up, and that's what damages the liver. What you're giving is basically acting as like a second liver, and you're helping it to break or metabolize those toxic metabolites so they're not toxic anymore. That's what you're giving. Super effective. You get it in there, you're going to offset all of these nasty things. It's not a joke. It's readily available. So when you go into supermarket and you can buy one box, there's a reason. They're trying to work out. Now look, you could be Indy. You could go to 3 different stores and buy paracetamol.
Yeah, you can.
5 minutes apart. You can do that, and you can.
If you're that committed to the cause, yes,
and you can keep boxes, and people do various things. And I think again during lockdown, people's mental health, social isolation. I think I had somebody come in who'd taken 180 tablets one sitting. 100. That's 90 grams of paracetamol. Wow. That's 10 times more. Like I said, the amount that's toxic enough to kill one person. You just can't comprehend that number. So paracetamol.
What treatment happens when you come in with that? What do you start doing instantly?
The same thing. So that intravenous treatment, I need to start you on it straight away. And then, so you do blood tests.
What is the treatment, though, Karan?
What do you mean? I just told you.
No, but as in, is it like you put someone on a drip? You pump their stomach? Like what?
No, I just told you it's a drip 2-hour bag and then a 10-hour bag. 2 bags.
Oh, right. Okay, fine.
Yeah. Same treatment, intravenous, called N-acetylcysteine, or NAC, as we call it for short. Start the NAC, commence the NAC. That's what you heard us say in medical shows and obviously in real hospitals. And obviously we need to see the blood tests on the back end after you've completed the NAC to see if everything's resolved. There are cases where we have to keep going with the NAC. And obviously if we, at that point, are still buggered, then we speak to a liver team. So every hospital will have a local liver team, so a tertiary centre. So for us, it's the Queen Elizabeth in Birmingham. And then we speak to the liver team, and they advise on what we need to do. Are they candidate for liver transplant? If it were to get to that.
Liver transplant, straight away?
I'm saying if it were to come to that.
Jesus.
It's what we call hyperacute.
So you can bugger your liver up that quickly?
That's what I'm saying, man.
You need a transplant.
I just told you there's a guy in lockdown, the young man. He came in.
No, I know that, but I never thought transplant was on the cards. I just thought, you're gonna pump your stomach, you'll be on a drip, you'll be all right.
No. The whole pumping your stomach, what we call gastric lavage, is effective within the first hour. Beyond that, it's not in your stomach anymore. You can't get it out of the stomach. It's already gone into absorption. It's in your body. So that's why I said outside of us pumping is, can you make yourself vomit? Try and get it out of your system. That's why we say make yourself vomit, right? If you're very regretful and you understand it's a complete accident or whatever. Paracetamol, baby. Don't mess about. And toothache, really bad. But
I know it is.
Guys, we are not dentists. Oh God, you and your dental stories. Get in to see a dentist. Yeah, we're not dentists.
Yes, but they still come to you because 111 would be like, well, the dentist is closed. Go to A&E. Then what? Then you're like,
you need to find a backstreet dentist who'll just get a pair of pliers and just.
Or a 24-hour dentist or something.
All that. There's 1 hour road. I can recommend him. No problem. So
there you go. Happy days.
There you go.
So if I have a dental problem, I'll call you and you can take me to that dentist.
You'll call me with you. Okay. Fine. From London, yeah?
Thank you. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I'll make that trip up. It's fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
Probably be cheaper. But yeah.
Probably.
Time will tell. All right. Last segment after this. Last question. Or should I say last segment? I have a question. Question is, what's the best way to tell a stranger their fly is open?
Ooh, interesting. Oh, you said strange is different to when you know the person, doesn't it?
Yeah. All right. So let's go stranger, and then obviously if you know the person. Okay. Stranger on a bus. This is what happened to me.
This is real. It's real.
It's on a bus.
It's real.
Old senile man comes on the bus.
Meaning
I move out of the way. He takes a seat. I don't know. He just looks old, and he's not really there. He just kept staring at me afterwards, in shock that I gave him a seat on a bus, because that's not common practice in London. But yeah, so he's sitting there, and he's sitting there looking up at me. I'm looking around. Naturally, you can see the fly like this, just kulla. And I'm like, oh, how do I tell you your fly's open?
So you're not sitting next to him. You're kind of opposite him.
How? No, I've stood up and moved out the way so he could sit on the bus.
I think the one or two times I've had to do it, I kind of just approach the person, I kind of whisper in their ear. That's the way of kind of like mate, you're you do that first, your is open. You just do the right, and then you don't actually say it. And if they still don't get down, like your fly's open.
Yeah, but if they're old and senile, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
If they're old and senile, then you
might not understand
you
English.
well, you just ask the next question is there any harm coming from the fly being open? If his saman is safely protected within the boxes, is it gonna?
Yes, it is. It's all covered up. Everything is
caged.
Covered.
Okay.
It's just etiquette, though. Isn't
No,
it?
I know, but what's the intention of this guy? He's obviously made a mistake, and if it's going to be more commotion to tell him, then maybe in that scenario, is it worth it at all? Definitely don't go for it and try and close it for him. Nope, don't do that. Yeah, punch in the face.
Bro, who thought of that as an option? You thought that was an option.
I will help you. I give you seat. I close zipper. Yeah. I give you shopping list a little. This is cheap. You shop here. It's very cheap.
God.
And then you go, when you try to wee, your wee won't come out because you being intimidation. Yeah.
You saying exactly that.
So what did you do?
Good Lord,
what
man.
did you
Good
do?
Lord, Karan. You're going...
You left it, yeah.
Nothing, I left him. I left him to it and got off the
were
bus.
Like, I don't know how to do
it was
it.
my stop anyway.
That's why, yeah. Right, here's the question then.
Yeah, I was like, because he wasn't Punjabi. I think he was like an old Indian man. And I was like, he didn't look like he understood English. So I was like, okay, if I say it in Punjabi, you might not get it. Then I might be stuck and he'll be thinking, what did I say? And my stop's coming up. So
all right.
let's just leave it. You know?
Did your eyes go elsewhere or did you become fixated? This is the question, Indy. That's the question I have for you.
No, it went elsewhere. I saw and I was like, okay, Charles, I can move on.
Didn't you? You're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. I kept looking at him, staring at me. And I was like, why are you looking at me? Is my fly open?
He's like, I recognize you, Indian Doctor Podcast. Yes. Ohi munda. Yes.
Yeah, I wish.
Do you? Is that actually what you wish?
And then how would you tell a mate?
You just look at them and you motion down to your own zipper like, mate, Indy, band kar la. That's easy, man.
Oi, band kar la. What?
Zipper. No, but you can't see my hand,
mouth?
isn't it? Like down there, like zipper band kar de. Yeah. You do the motion.
That's what you
You do
do.
the motion. But even with a friend, just a quiet little whisper.
Yeah, the motion, the hand motion.
Your fly's open. Yeah.
Well, this kind of goes into another little bit, which is like, if your mate has bad breath, do you offer them gum
All right, so that's
and say, here you go? Or do you say your breath smells like shit?
Most friends won't do that. I think the most...
Because I went to a wedding very recently.
Right.
And you're talking to a lot of different people. And I had a big pack of 60 on me on purpose. And I just sat there. And every time I went up to someone, I said, would you like some gum? Just to kind of eradicate the problem. And 9 times out of 10, they all said yes. So it saved me having to bring up the topic.
No, sorry,
of like,
were you doing
your
it
breath stinks,
blanket with everybody, or were you doing it to those who you thought had bad breath?
I did it blanket with everybody just to hedge my
fine.
bets ahead of time.
I was going to say, that's... If you've got a group of people, say you're talking in a circle, then the easy way to negate it, even if there's just one person with bad breath, is you just offer a mint to everybody. The problem comes when the person with bad breath doesn't take the mint. Then you just like, no, I think you should really have the mint. You specifically need to try this.
Yeah, me being a cheeky guy, I'd be like, listen, I'll level with you. You kind of need it. Your breath ain't smelling that good.
This is why
that's what I'd say.
Don't have friends. Just
so yeah. And why I spend my Saturday shopping in Saver shops. Okay, cool.
Savage, man.
Maybe I bought my chewing gum at the Saver shop. You never thought about that.
Pull your zip up. Eat this mint. Don't come behind me when I'm going for a wee. You're a particular guy you are. Don't come
behind me when I'm going for a wee. Jesus. All right, let's end it there, guys. All right. Oh, good
In
Lord.
retrospect,
This has
you
been a
should
fun
have let the
episode. This has actually
guy.
been one of the most fun
You should
episodes
let the
I've
guy
done in a
wee
long
in front of
time.
you. That would have solved your problems. Let him go first. Learn his business. Talk to his mates.
No, because Goran, there's a
Yeah.
queue of other men behind me. The queue's never
Yeah, but
ending.
listen, I'm thinking.
It's
No, no, but you
it's a
would have weed
recurring
freely.
problem.
This is not, you're not considering that outcome, are you?
No, I don't think I am. I don't know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. We'll never know. But I know for the future, so
Correct.
not even attempt. There we go. Anyway, that was this week's episode. Thank you for listening. Please catch us next week in person,
Yeah.
live in the flesh. Me and Doctor doing the podcast together. It'll be good. It'll be eventful, fun, happy, all of the above. Drop us a message, leave us a like, leave us a comment, leave us a review. Damn, I haven't said that one in a while. And subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers.